Have you ever stopped and wondered about the nature of our existence? About the reality that surrounds us? It's a curious thought, isn't it? We move about our day-to-day lives, interacting with the world around us, never really questioning the reality of it all. We accept the world as we perceive it, as solid and unchanging. But what if I were to tell you that this reality you're so sure of might not be all that real? Now, before you start questioning my sanity, let me explain. Everything we perceive as reality is filtered through our senses. We see, hear, touch, taste, and smell the world around us. But our senses are not infallible. They can be deceived, and often are. Optical illusions, for instance, trick our brains into seeing things that aren't there. So, how can we trust our senses to give us an accurate picture of reality? And it's not just our senses that can be fooled. Our brains, too, create their own version of reality. Think about dreams. When we dream, our brains create entire worlds, complete with sights, sounds, even emotions. And while we're in the dream, it feels real. It's only when we wake up that we realize it was all an illusion. So if our brains can create such convincing illusions when we're asleep, who's to say they're not doing the same thing when we're awake? It's a mind-bending concept, isn't it? That the reality we perceive might just be a projection of our own minds. And here's another radical idea for you. What if this reality, this universe that we're so sure of, is not the end-all and be-all of existence? What if our universe is just a tiny piece of a much larger cosmic puzzle? A vast and complex masterpiece that we're only just beginning to comprehend. Brace yourselves, because the universe as you know it does not exist. What if I told you that everything you perceive as reality is nothing more than an illusion? Quite a statement, isn't it? But what if there's a grain of truth to it? Let's delve into the realm of quantum physics to explore this further. Quantum physics is the study of the tiniest particles that make up our universe. It's a world where the normal rules of physics we're familiar with just don't apply. Imagine a particle that can exist in two places at the same time, or move forward and backward in time simultaneously. Sounds like a wild science fiction story, right? But that's the reality according to quantum physics. This bizarre behavior is best exemplified by the famous double-slit experiment. In this experiment, particles like electrons or photons can take multiple paths and exist in multiple states at the same time until they are observed. Once observed, they collapse into a single state. This phenomenon, known as wave-particle duality, challenges our conventional understanding of reality. Essentially, until we observe or measure something, it exists in all possible states simultaneously. It's only when we look that these possibilities collapse into one outcome. This is known as the observer effect, and it's one of the most mind-boggling aspects of quantum physics. So, if the act of observing can change the state of a particle, what does this mean for our perception of reality? Are we, as observers, creating our own reality? Or are we simply revealing one facet of a multidimensional reality that exists beyond our perception? These questions challenge the very foundation of what we perceive as real and tangible. Quantum physics pushes us to reconsider our understanding of the universe and our place in it. It suggests that the universe is not a static, unchanging entity, but a dynamic, ever-changing tapestry of possibilities. So the next time you find yourself pondering the nature of reality, remember the world of quantum physics. It's a world where particles can exist in multiple states at once, where observation determines reality, and where everything you thought you knew about the universe is turned upside down. So, how do we know what is real? Throughout history, philosophers have grappled with the concept of reality. A prime example is the French philosopher René Descartes. Descartes is famous for his statement, "Cogito, ergo sum." I think, therefore I am. This proposition became a fundamental element of Western philosophy, as it purported to form a secure foundation for knowledge in the face of radical doubt. Descartes' cogito was his response to the philosophical problem of skepticism. He sought to establish a firm foundation for scientific knowledge to replace the unreliable beliefs that he considered had been his education. He realized that everything he knew could potentially be false, so he began to question everything. This led him to the only thing he believed could not be doubted, his existence. Because he was doubting, he must be thinking, and because he was thinking, he must exist. But let's turn Descartes' idea on its head. What if our thoughts are also just part of the illusion? What if our minds are not the originators of our thoughts, but merely receivers of them? Consider this. Our thoughts, feelings, perceptions, and experiences might not originate within us. Instead, they could be part of a larger, universal consciousness that we tap into. If this is the case, then our individual reality is just a tiny fraction of a much larger, more complex reality. This idea isn't as far-fetched as it might seem. Many spiritual traditions, from Buddhism to Hinduism, suggest that our individual consciousness is an illusion and that we are all part of a larger, universal consciousness. Now, modern science is beginning to consider these ancient ideas. Some scientists and philosophers propose that consciousness could be a fundamental aspect of the universe, much like space and time. If this is true, it could mean that our individual consciousness and the reality it perceives are just a small part of a much larger cosmic reality. So Descartes' cogito might need a slight revision. I think, therefore, I am part of a larger universal consciousness. This mind-bending question leads us to ponder the nature of our reality and our place within it. But what if our thoughts are also just part of the illusion? Scene script. Think about it. We already immerse ourselves in virtual and augmented realities, altering our perception of what is real. The rise of technology has given birth to new realms of existence, ones that are created by us, yet feel so eerily real. Virtual reality, for instance, places us in completely fabricated worlds. We can climb mountains on Mars, dive deep into the Mariana Trench, or even stroll through a post-apocalyptic city, all from the comfort of our living rooms. Augmented reality, on the other hand, enhances our existing reality. It overlays digital information onto our world, adding another layer to our perception. Imagine walking down the street, and instead of pulling out your phone to check directions, the route is projected onto the road in front of you. Or picture yourself in a museum where instead of reading about an artifact, you watch a hologram reenact the history in front of your eyes. Isn't that fascinating? Yet these realities are not real, are they? They are constructs, made of ones and zeros. But then again, isn't our brain also decoding information, creating a construct we perceive as our reality? Our senses collect data from our surroundings, and our brain interprets this data, creating the world we experience. But like any device, our senses have limitations. They can only perceive a fraction of the total information around us. So what we experience as reality is, in fact, a minuscule slice of the actual universe. If we can project ourselves into virtual and augmented realities and accept them as real, even for a brief period, how can we be so sure of the reality we live in every day? How do we know that this reality isn't just another level of illusion, another reality created by a higher level of consciousness? The line between the real and the virtual is blurring. As we delve deeper into these constructed realities, we are forced to question the nature of our existence. So, how can we be sure that our current reality isn't just another level of illusion? Some scientists propose the concept of simulation theory. Now, this is where things get really mind-bending. What if our entire universe is nothing more than a highly intricate computer simulation? A simulation so advanced, so detailed, that it perfectly mimics the complexities and randomness of life. It's a concept that's been explored in science fiction for decades, but it's not just the realm of fantasy anymore. Some serious thinkers in the scientific community have started to entertain this idea as a real possibility. With the rapid advancement of technology, we're already creating sophisticated virtual realities. We're developing artificial intelligence that can learn, adapt, and even create. So, is it so far-fetched to imagine that a civilization far more advanced than ours could have created a simulation so intricate, so complex, that it's indistinguishable from reality? The simulation hypothesis suggests that if a civilization could reach such a level of technological sophistication, they could run countless simulations of their ancestors' universes. And if that's the case, then it's statistically more likely that we're living in one of those simulations rather than the original universe. But this leads us to an even bigger question. If we are living in a simulation, who or what is controlling it? Is it an advanced civilization studying their past? Or is it some form of higher power testing us in ways we can't comprehend? Of course, these are just theories. We have no concrete proof that we're living in a simulation. But the possibility opens up a vast landscape of questions about the nature of our existence and the universe we inhabit. Perhaps our reality isn't so solid after all. Maybe what we perceive as the real world is nothing more than an elaborate illusion, a game of cosmic proportions. And if that's the case, it raises the ultimate question. But who or what is controlling this simulation? Perhaps the answer lies beyond our comprehension. Just imagine our universe, the grand stage of galaxies, stars, and planets, might just be a tiny fraction of an even larger and more complex entity. Like a single pixel on a colossal screen, we may be part of a cosmic masterpiece that extends far beyond the limits of our perception. What if our universe is only one among a myriad of others, a single stroke on the canvas of a multiverse? These universes could exist simultaneously, each with its own set of physical laws, weaving an intricate cosmic tapestry. A tapestry so vast and intricate, it's beyond human understanding. And here's another mind-bending thought. What if our universe is not only part of a larger structure, but also contains countless smaller universes within itself? Just as our bodies are made up of smaller cells, each a universe in its own right, our universe could be a cell in the body of a much larger entity. An entity so immense we can't even begin to fathom its scale. This cosmic masterpiece, this grand design, could be the work of a supremely advanced civilization. A civilization that has harnessed the power to create universes and manipulate the very fabric of reality. Or it could be the result of natural processes, a cosmic evolution on an unimaginable scale. But whether the result of intelligent design or natural processes, one thing is clear. Our universe, our reality, is just a small part of something much larger and far more complex. It's a humbling thought, isn't it? We are but tiny specks in the vast cosmic ocean, yet we are part of something extraordinary. In the grand scheme of things, we may not fully understand our place in this cosmic masterpiece, but we can appreciate its beauty and complexity. We can marvel at its grandeur and strive to unravel its mysteries. After all, isn't that the essence of our quest for knowledge and understanding? A vast and complex cosmic masterpiece, far beyond our understanding. So the next time you gaze upon the night sky, remember, the universe as you know it may not be as it seems. We've embarked on a journey today, questioning the very fabric of our existence, the reality that we so confidently claim to understand. We've explored perspectives from quantum physics, suggesting that reality isn't as solid or as predictable as we once thought. Particles existing in multiple states simultaneously present a paradox, challenging our understanding of reality. We've delved into philosophy, where thinkers like Descartes have contemplated the nature of existence. Cogito, ergo sum. I think, therefore I am. But we've also pondered about the possibility that even our thoughts might be part of this grand illusion. We've immersed ourselves in the world of augmented and virtual realities, where we can manipulate and alter our perception of reality. This presents a thought-provoking question. If we can create such convincing alternate realities, how can we be certain that our current reality isn't another level of illusion? We've examined the concept of simulation theory, the idea that our universe might be an intricate computer simulation. But this begs another question. Who or what is controlling this simulation? Could we be mere characters in a cosmic video game? Finally, we've considered the possibility that our universe might be part of a much larger, complex cosmic masterpiece. This idea propels us even further into the realm of the unknown, suggesting that the true nature of the universe might be far beyond our comprehension. As we conclude this exploration, we are left with more questions than answers. The universe, it appears, is not as straightforward or as unchanging as it may seem. Our perception of reality could very well be an illusion, a captivating spectacle that keeps us engaged, yet always leaves us yearning for more. Reality, it seems, is a captivating illusion. We've journeyed through the realms of quantum physics, philosophy, virtual realities, and even the possibility of a simulated universe. We've seen the universe from perspectives that have challenged our understanding, questioned our perceptions, and pushed the boundaries of our knowledge. From the paradoxes of quantum physics to the thought-provoking ideas of philosophy, From the immersive experiences of augmented and virtual realities to the mind-boggling concept of a simulated universe, we've explored the captivating illusion that is reality. But remember, this is just the beginning. There is still so much more to learn, to explore, to uncover. The universe is like an intricate puzzle, waiting for us to fit all the pieces together. So keep questioning, keep exploring, and remember, reality is not what it seems. It is a complex and fascinating illusion, a captivating spectacle that keeps us engaged and always leaves us yearning for more. As we continue on this journey, let us not forget to appreciate the beauty, the complexity, and the sheer wonder of this cosmic masterpiece we call reality. Because in the end, isn't that what truly matters? So until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and remember, reality is not what it seems. Thank you for joining us on this mind-bending journey through the illusion of reality. We began by exploring the perception of reality, where we questioned what we see, hear, and perceive. We then dived into the paradoxical world of quantum physics, where particles can be in two places at once, and reality is nothing but a wave of probabilities. The philosophical perspectives on reality reminded us that our understanding of reality is limited by our human senses and experiences. Augmented and virtual realities showed us how technology can manipulate our perception of reality, blurring the lines between the real and the virtual. The simulation theory pushed us to consider the possibility that our reality could be a sophisticated simulation, a thought experiment that shakes the foundations of our understanding. And finally, we unveiled the universe, appreciating its beauty, complexity, and the sheer wonder it evokes. But remember, this is just the beginning. There is so much more to explore, to question, to discover. Our journey through the illusion of reality continues, and we hope you'll join us on our next thrilling exploration. In our upcoming video, we'll be delving deeper into the mysteries of the universe, tackling concepts that will further challenge our understanding of reality. So, stay tuned, stay curious, and remember, the universe is a vast and complex masterpiece, and reality is not what it seems. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and stay curious. As we continue this journey together, let's never stop questioning our reality and seeking answers to the mysteries of the universe.